Welcome back to another video, my loves. I'm Karen. I'm a mental and high performance coach in esports. And today we're going to be talking about positive mental talk. And a lot of people ask me this as players. I know the idea, I know the importance of positive mental talk, but how do I actually get it done? So let's look at some ways. First thing that it's important to understand is that we are not our thoughts. Our thoughts are 99% of them are patterns of loops of thoughts that we kept thinking over and over with the years and are part of our past. In this present moment, we keep thinking them because we haven't evolved to our future selves yet. The 1% left from these thoughts is self-talk. What is self-talk? Is that choice to listen and to put into words and into formulate into thoughts the things that I choose to think about myself, my environment, or anything else. Why is it important? Because these are the thoughts that we are trying to cultivate for our future in order to start putting them in new loops to replace all of the past 99% that we've had so far. So, as a player, I have a past of patterns of thinking that I've been thinking for a very, very long time. When I'm activating my self-talk, I'm basically instructing my mind. I'm mentally contributing to my own development and to listening and cultivating things that I actually want to believe about myself. I actually want to think. I actually want to support. We could be choosing more positive things, more things that are more aligned with our current self, with our mature self. We could start cultivating even things that are in direct contradiction to old things and old ways of patterns of thinking that we used to think in the past. Why is that so powerful? Because it's literally changing everything for us. This is how the universe works and our mental construction works. Everything starts with a thought. Everything from a thought becomes an emotion. Every emotion and a thought combination, which by the way fuel each other, every combination creates some sort of an action in our lives. And when you multiple those actions times and times again, they become our behaviors. And so you change the thought, you change the entire behavior. What is negative self-talk? Negative self-talk is all about blaming myself and criticizing myself in my head. The way I'm treating myself in my head is the way I choose to talk about myself in my head. Again, 99% of it is stuff that I've already thought in the past, and I just haven't replaced it with new thoughts of behavior and patterns, which originate in thoughts. But the new part of me, which is the self-talk trying to create in me, can also be very negative. I can think to myself, oh, I don't do things very well. I'm not a good teammate. I really don't have my aim together. I'm an average player. There are so many things that we tell ourselves in our head, and then because we say them so much, we start to believe them, and our reality starts to reflect them because we behave and we show up in the ways that prove these thoughts right. So now that we know what negative thoughts are, let's take a look at what positive thoughts are. Before we practice self-talk in a positive way, it's very important to understand that we are not trying to cultivate toxic positivity. Because toxic positivity is really a place where we believe and cultivate a mindset that says it's not okay for me to be sad, it's not okay for me to be angry, thoughts and emotions that have been labeled as negative. So this is not what we're trying to do here. We are not trying to move away from negative emotions that we've kind of tossed into the side and we are trying to push away. Because what happens with emotions when we try to push them away, we don't really push them away, we push them down. And we push more down and more down and more down until finally we get to a place where we're walking around packed full with so many emotions that everything sets us off. Everything makes us cry. Everything makes us tilt. That's not what we want to be doing. There's no need to be toxically positive. There's just a need to self-soothe yourself through things. Understand that things will come and things will go. And we're not believing the negativity as much. That's what we're aiming at. And let's practice. Let's say you have a negative self-talk that says, I always make mistakes. What are some different things that you can say? So you can say, yes, to err is human. Perfection is a fiction of the mind. Nobody can be perfect. The grass isn't greener on the other side. I can only do things based on what I know in this present moment. And what I know now is good enough. I'm good with where I am now. I'm always growing and improving and learning. And now would be a really good time to look at three things that you, or maybe even write them down, three things that you are proud of that you have overcome. Mistakes maybe that you have made in the past as a player and as a human, it doesn't matter what it is as a person. Three mistakes that you've made that you no longer do because you know better. So you can see how much you're improving and how much you are cultivating new mindsets. Another example is no one really likes me. That's something that I get a lot from players playing in teams and playing in ranks. I have no friends. I'm not good with the social life. I'm an introvert. What are things that we can say instead of that? Again, cultivating positive self-talk. We can say, same people are meant to click together, and the same people sometimes aren't meant to be clicking together. So some are meant to connect and some aren't meant to connect. It's not really about me. It's, is this a good match? Nothing is a failure, just a mismatch between me and them. If I'm a person in this world and there are 8 billion people in the world, I'm not meant to connect with each and every one of them. And so I know what I value within myself. I know that I love myself and that I am connected to myself. I'm good to others. The right relations for me tend to stay in my life. Then you need to understand that there are three types of relationships in life. The first relationship is life-giving. So it's a relationship that cultivates new opportunities, new connections. It does something that enriches your life in a way that really opens your life for the better. The second relationship is a purposeful relationship, meaning the relationship has a purpose in our lives. And once that purpose has been fulfilled, that relationship can tend to disappear from our lives. So maybe the purpose was to advance me or them, or to have a short, sweet relationship like a friendship or a romance. But in the end, not all relationships are meant to become something more. And of course, there's the third relationship, which is a lifetime. And so things that are meant to be forever, things that are meant to carry with you wherever you go. It can be family or friendships or love connection. Another negative thing that we can say in self-talk is, I'm just not good enough. What can we counter that with? We can say, I have value just because I am, not because of my achievements, not because I do something well or I'm not because of my beauty or my weight or my body, because I just exist. When I was a baby, I thought of myself as perfect. What happened to me since? Something in my pattern of thinking started making me believe that I am not good enough. I can start to say that I have value. My self-critic is used to be complaining over others. That's not who I want to be. I don't want to be comparing myself and complaining and blaming. I'm good enough with just being who I am fully and becoming better every day. And so the thoughts and the actions that you'll be taking after that will be completely different than the negative self-talk. In conclusion, this is what you want to remember. You want to be positive, but not too positive. You want to be kind. You want to be full of self-love when you think about yourself in your head. And you want it to be a place where you're challenging yourself, but you're also grateful for where you are right now. This is all about self-acceptance. And so take a moment and write down a list of negative self-talk that you have in your head about yourself, and then work with the system I just gave you to cultivate positive self-talk in your head to really get a sense of how you're going to do it. So in reality, when these thoughts come up, you'll be already ready with this new approach. The second way to cultivate more positive self-talk is by using the 4 questions. The first question is, what's the evidence that this thought is true? So basically, every time you have a negative thought, I want you to really challenge it. Now that you know that you are not your thoughts, what makes this thought true? If you're telling yourself in your head, I'm not a good teammate, what evidence is there for that thought to be true? And if you can't cultivate those evidence and those things to make that thought right, then you can start to let it go and not believe it because you know that it's not true. And if there's a part of you that believes that it's true, start working and cultivating on those things that you believe that you're doing so you can actually be a good teammate, so you can wholeheartedly have that positive self-talk that says, I am a good teammate. The next question I want to ask myself, question number 2, is what is the effect of the way that I'm thinking? I want to be thinking in a way that makes me feel good, that makes the situation be better, that makes other be better. I don't want to be thinking in a way that makes me feel less of myself and makes me not happy. So what is the effect of the way that I'm thinking? Really helps you see, do I really want to continue thinking this way? And if you don't, you can practice positive self-talk. Question number 3 is, could there be another explanation for the way that I'm thinking? For this thought that I believe currently that is true, could there be another explanation? Is it possible maybe that I walked by somebody and they didn't see me and that's why they didn't say hi, not because they don't like me? So could there be other explanations to justify the thought that you're having that I am not likable? And so now that you see that this thought is not real, you can start to work on it in forms of self-positive talk. And the 4th question is, what would I tell a friend that has the same thought? Funny enough, to ourselves, we can be mean, we can be kind of disgusting, we can underappreciate ourselves, but to other people and friends that are thinking the same thing, we would immediately be like, no, you're good. Why are you saying that? You are a good teammate. You are likable. So we're much kinder and have a lot more capacity for compassion for some reason for other people because we think less of ourselves. And so what would you tell a friend that has the same thought pattern? If they are saying, I'm not likable, say what you would say to them, to yourself, in your head about yourself. That's it for our video today, you guys. It was just a short few examples of how you can really practice in reality positive self-talk. So let me know how your journey goes, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.